Hi guys, it's Alex Hacker. So I'm here to give you guys not anim review, a Disney movie review. This is called The Rescuers Down Under, or what you probably will say The Rescuers, based from the first film, based on the first film. So Rescue Down Under is basically it's basically one of the most unique movies I've ever seen it for quite some time. For quite some time. And when I was getting like kind of bored, I was going, well, I don't know what to watch, and I have no idea to come up with anything. But then it came up with the movie, but basically what this movie was the Rescuers Down Under movie, and just to see this movie, which is absolutely just beautiful and just heartbreak and not heartbreaking, but nonstop action and stuff like that. It kind of looked like a thriller kind of movie also as well too. And I like the voice actors in this movie also well too, especially John Candy, who's being the seagull, which is basically he is the bird that flies the mice or rats or like that, all different kinds of places. So what is the rescuers is that what is the rescuers is all about? Well, the rescuers are pretty much all about they are a organization based of the mice or I would say rats or other different animals that they go out there and they help save people that are in trouble or anything like that, or I will say help kids to save kids that are in trouble. And basically, their purpose is to help them out as much as they can, and that's what they're basically what they're supposed to do. They're basically given a mission about what they supposed to do, what's their purpose, and basically and stuff. I think the unique of the rescuers is quite something very very special. It really is just, but nothing like this movie of the Rescuers Down Under. I have to say, it's one of the most perfect films I've ever seen in quite some time, and I think Disney did a really great job with this movie. And the thing about this movie is just really just actually just good. I can see there's not really much CGI based into the film. I don't think there really wasn't, but you see some 3D moments basically into the movie also as well too. It kind of looks a lot more different than the modern movies that we see right now. And basically just seeing in this movie, seeing like the 3Ds and basically in the movie is just really just absolutely just beautiful. The color, the ground, the trees, the forest, the lights surrounding and all the buildings in the sky and and basically the trees and other different animals, and especially the golden eagle also as well too. I don't know how they did that. That not bald eagle, I would say that golden eagle is absolutely beautiful. I'm not gonna lie. That is a very, very beautiful bird basically being played into this movie. Played in this movie. Now, one thing I really do want to, I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure if this movie was supposed to advocate against the people of the government to not to allow poachers to kill other animals because they use them as for trophies and stuff like that. That's basically what they do use them for, so they can just get money and basically and stuff like that. You basically have this guy. He doesn't sound like he's the kind of guy from that lives in Australia. He doesn't really sound like really actually is. He sounds kind of like he's the southern kind of guy that lives kind of like down like Alabama, Louisiana, or basically down Florida. He seems like he's a really basically the kind of guy that he really actually is and stuff like that. And basically his job is supposed to capture animals. I would say very very rare animals. And basically what he did, he needs just rare animals that he needs to have is basically so he can get a pretty penny for his money to sell these animals off. And usually, sometimes these animals are pretty much just gone, or they just go to somewhere, or they just go to somewhere else, maybe like a black market basic kind of place. Because I mean, there are places out there that has a black market space out there that does these kind of things and stuff like that. I think it's basically it's cruelty in my own view and basically and stuff like that because it used to be a lot worse basically back then because when you go to Africa and stuff like that, you really want to see the wild animals and stuff like that. But when you go to Africa, is this is that they have a problem. They have a problem with people poaching around there as well too. Now, I'm not going to name anyone from the out of the United States or anything like that. But the one thing I don't like here is basically that these people that just do this just for the love of the money and just to do it for fame and stuff like that. And I remember there was a pastor. I think it was like right around in my area. I don't know his name or anything like that. He's right around in my area, around in Pensacola, right around there. And he's been under a lot of scrutiny. I would say under uh, a lot of heat, a lot of backlash, basically what he did. and he took a picture with some of his buddies, basically, kill that they kill the animals, and you could just see in like the pasture right there, just basically right there, basically, getting the picture and showing the animals and stuff like that. And I want to personally want to say is that basically I don't want to get too religious or anything like that, but one thing I want to personally want to say right here is basically that not only because of him, but because of everyone who do this is because of their own arrogance, because just to make themselves look so good and just seeing like right there. I think it is a murder of animals. I really do think it really actually is, but it can cause a lot of backlash and stuff like that, especially for the pastor. Even though I think the church pretty much voted him out because what he did was wrong because it's not right. Now some people may believe in poaching should be illegal. No, poaching should. I mean, poaching is not it's not illegal, especially here in the United States. People do hunt deer and stuff like that. We do like deer and stuff like that, and basically stuff like that. But a lot of people don't like that really kind of stuff because you have certain people that are vegans and stuff like that that really don't like this because they're pretty much advocating just basically like saying, we don't want this to happen and stuff like that. And I'm not going to go into the whole era of the vegan community because they can get pretty toxic because they love their food the way they love, stuff like that. So I think the reason why I'm basically saying is because it's just that seeing seeing from this movie, it learns from other different generations is to basically keep poachers from doing this kind of stuff. Just like the movie of Mighty Joe Young. Mighty Joe Young is basically one of the most rarest gorillas basically out there. Pretty much a big, huge gorilla. But I don't think there's that anything bigger or anything like that. I don't think in the world. If there was, then a lot of people would go after him and just basically get it. Because I think this movie does shows a good replication basically in that kind of a movie. Because if somebody were to sell something, a very rare animal, I mean, they never seen before, I bet you a whole lot of poachers are going to do whatever they can to get that animal. Because you know why? Because they want it. Because they want that. That's what they really definitely do want. And I'm not so sure if poaching is basically been banned in other different countries and stuff like that. But I think they really should. I think they really should. That's my opinion. That's basically what I definitely do think and stuff like that. I may not agree to the fact, killing deer or anything like that. I mean, is it wrong? Is it bad? I mean, it's kind of hard for me to say. It really actually is kind of hard for me to say. But I don't want people to really just go and just like dig their claws into me and say I like it or anything like that. But I'm just kind of split on on the whole aspect and stuff like that. It just basically just feels to me. I'm like, whatever you believe in. I mean, I totally do understand. I totally do understand that. I don't like the fact hunting for deer is wrong, but it's not right. That's what I feel. And basically, the other side feels to me is just that who knows? I mean, you're like who knows? We all gotta do something. I mean, that's all I'm just saying. But I think this movie is definitely very rare. It really actually is. But I definitely do think definitely do think that it's just that to me, hunting for different animals is just as wrong. I definitely do think so. But a lot of people would probably would I wouldn't say get very upset with me, but basically probably don't like my opinion because I stand from right there and stuff like that. Because even though I personally will say it was this also will too, because I don't agree on basically like going to the zoo and see animals not being in their habitats. They may think that they are in their habitats, but it's not. Because I think they should belong out in the open. I think they should belong in the wild. That's what I definitely believe because I don't believe in animals should not be in some kind of place that they don't like to be in because it's not their habitats of the area. The reason why I say that because that's something I really don't like. But that's just my opinion. That's what I definitely do think. But yeah, with the movie based on itself, I definitely do enjoy it. I definitely was definitely very good. I think it's a good educational movie for people to really watch and to study to see what the elements that you basically see from in this movie. And I think it's just something very, very special. I think it's really actually it's good. It's a very good movie. I love it, and I would love to see more in the future movies like this in the future But however, I really don't think so. I really don't think there's going to be a third film for the rescuers. For the rescuers, if they ever do, that will be on the table if they were to basically do that. I don't know if they really actually going to do it or not. But one thing I really want to say is that I don't know if they're really going to do put a CGI movie based on the rescuers basically in for a third film or something like that. I don't know if they're going to do that or not, but I hope that they really don't. I'm hoping that they really don't, but I'm just hoping that because like The Rescue Down Under is personally one of my favorite movies. You know, pretty much, I pretty much put in my top 10. But yeah, it's a 10 out of 10 movie. It's perfect. I definitely do like it. It's just something enjoyable to watch. But yeah, anyways, that's it for this movie. Tell me what you guys think. But yeah, anyways, it's done with. Anyways, I'll see you guys there. Take care. Hope you guys have a wonderful day. Don't forget to subscribe. Please consider subscribing. Please like button, give me a thumbs up or give me a thumbs down, and please leave a comment below. Anyways, I love you guys. Take care. We will hope you guys have a wonderful day. Take care. God bless. I love you guys. Please stay. Everyone stay blessed. Love you guys. Take care.